we have a Daanam culture and a Tyaagam culture. What does that mean? Daanam means to give. So, live to give. Tyaagam means to reduce your dependencies. Reduce your dependencies in everything around you that you think will give you happiness, but in reality they don't give you happiness. You just become dependent on them. More and more luxuries become necessities and you can't live without them. Think of 50 years ago in the old country. If you had a pair of shoes, that was a luxury. You only use that to go out and to special occasions like weddings, etc., right? Now that luxury of having one pair of shoes has become a necessity. How many you need now?
50.
You cannot live without it. And it gets old very quick. It doesn't look good anymore. And we want more and more and more. If we had a car, wow! Everybody gets to enjoy that car. One person in the whole village or town has a car, right? Now, that luxury of having a car has become a necessity. How many people had a telephone, cell phone 20 years ago? Now you can't live without it. You've become dependent. Even the children can't sleep without their own telephone. They spend so much time on it, huh? But we have a Tyaagam culture, how to reduce those dependencies. Now, we're in this special holiday season. Huh? Dana means live to give. Not take, right? Not grab. You're not living just to grab everything. That's what Ravan did. That's why he had 10 heads. You know what that means? All his karma indriyas, the 5 senses and the 5 organs of action are going outwards, trying to grab everything it hears. Everything it hears, it sees, it smells, it tastes, it touches. He has to have it. Whereas we don't say live like Ravan and take. We say give, share, give. Something curious is different about this culture that we're in this time. I call it Xmas. You know, when I grew up, I used to see that in the Christmas card. It says Merry Xmas. They say Xmas means goodwill to mankind. But to animals, pure slaughter. True or not? Sanatana Dharma promotes ahimsa, non-hurting. What is meant by ahimsa? Not to hurt or non-violence in actions, with your speech, and with your thinking. So Sanatana Dharma encourages vegetarianism because of this concept of ahimsa. Instead of slaughtering the animals for our benefit, what do? We try to save them and help them and feed them. In fact, all of you, most of you have gone to Shrad Karma or Antyeshti. What do? Do we kill animals then? No, we put out food for them. We put out food for the animals, the birds, the insects, right? I was just Googling while I was waiting, listening to the song. It says at least 13 million people are vegetarians in US, non-Hindus. 13 million. And it's growing. Vegetarians are less likely to be obese. Vegetarians are less likely to have high blood pressure. They tend to have a lower BMI. What is that? Body mass index. Statistics says vegetarians are less likely to suffer from the health problems that meat eaters have. And going veggie even for a day or a week or a month isn't just good for the animals. Of course, they'll be happy, right? It's good for our environment, our health and well-being. Think about this. Do you know animals feel pain? Anyone doubts that animals don't feel pain? You step on the toes of your dog and you find out. Animals feel pain. They have hunger. They have thirst. They feel cold. They have fear. They get angry. They're also curious. They're affectionate. They're playful and outgoing, just like you. Just like your children. Just like your nephews and niece you like to spend so much time with. The capacity to experience emotion remains with them even if they are pets or farm animals that is just reared for slaughter. They still have that same emotions. I read on the internet that turkeys talk to each other. Scientists have done studies. You hear gobble gobble. But they have well-developed vocabulary with 20 distinct vocalizations. They've been studied. And they recognize each other by their voices and head characteristics. But in the UK for this Xmas season, 10 million turkeys are slaughtered. In Thanksgiving in the US, 45 million turkeys are slaughtered. Why do I use the word slaughtered? Are they pet take care of and says, oh, come, just relax, I'll eat you? They're literally killed, slaughtered in a slaughterhouse. You hold them upside down, and to make the meat taste tender, they cut a vein in the neck and they let it drip slow. So for overnight, this turkey is feeling the pain and dying slowly. That is called slaughter. There's no other way to put it. At Christmas, 22 million turkeys are slaughtered. You know, piglets. You see people have, children have pigs as pets here in America, right? They say piglets that live with human beings quickly learn their names and follow simple voice command, just like your puppy. The people who live among cows, who grew up rearing cows, can see the emotions in them. They say that the cows even cry when they are sad. True or not? Anybody here grew up rearing cow? They say that the cows cry when there's a death in the family, and they look sad when you are sad, just like your dog. But I feel people get caught up in the business of Xmas, Thanksgiving, and other religious days. You should look into the business of religious holidays in America. The US economy generates over $3 trillion in this holiday season alone. Now let's look at the UK. In the UK, each year 10 million pigs, 15 million sheep, 16 million turkeys, 14 million ducks and geese, 975 million chickens, 40 million hens, and 2.6 million cattle are slaughtered. In the US, guess how many chickens are killed each year? Anybody want to guess? 9 billion. Imagine the money that guy makes if he sells that 9 billion only for $1 each. And I know it's more than $1 a pound. Imagine that. That chicken is more than a pound. 9 million. That is the business of non-vegetarianism and holidays. Do you know at Hajj every year 2.5 million goats are slaughtered in the name of religion and God? And millions more cows, goats, and camels in other countries around the world are slaughtered for those wonderful occasions. You think our God really needs that? You think God actually promoted that? He needs that blood? That is called tamasic in Sanatana Dharma. Also, 60 million pine trees are cut down in Europe every year for Christmas. And in the US, 25 million. And what happens? They grow more than that. What happens to the rest that they don't sell? That's the business of Xmas. Do you know that there are no pine trees or Christmas trees in Jerusalem? The people who wrote the Bible never saw a Christmas tree. But it is a wonderful icon. It sells. In fact, if you were to put a Christmas tree around the baby in the manger, that theme, if you were to put a Christmas tree and light it up with wonderful Diwali lights, because people like to see lights, I guarantee you that will become even more popular. Let someone start that from next year. The picture of a baby Jesus sitting on the tree, or that, story there, that baby in the manger, instead of a donkey and a stable, you put a Christmas tree. I bet you that will sell a lot more, because that is appealing. But there are no Christmas trees there. What Christmas tree? Christmas is all about Christmas trees today, right? See, people who don't see things as they are considered blind. People who see only their joy and pleasure while causing suffering to others are called asuras and rakshasas in our culture. You know what a rakshasa means? Raksha means to protect. Rakshasa means someone you need protection from. So if you need protection from that person because they'll harm you, or they'll take your money, they'll exploit you, that person is a Rakshasa. People around us can be Rakshasa. If the animals needs to be protected from those people are considered Rakshasa. Those who you need protection from are called Rakshasa. And people who don't see the world for what it really is are called Ajnanis. People who don't know this knowledge, who don't know this. Sanatana Dharma encourages all of us to become jnanis. And in the process of becoming jnanis, your vision will change. The word drishti means vision. Your drishti will change, you will see clearer, you will see differently. And when your drishti change, you become a rishi. So, in Sanatana Dharma, our goal is to not be a Rakshas, but to become a Rishi. And as I said in the beginning, Sanatana Dharma is a Daanam culture, giving, right? So you should live to give, not take. Do seva, to inspire others to do seva also. Now there is a simple method in our Shastra of how to do this. It is called Panca Mahayajna, and that is the epitome of the attitude of gratitude. In other words, be thankful for what you have. Shri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 12, Ishtan bhoga hivo deva dasyante yajna bhavitaha. He says, those who receive all the wonderful things from the devas or from God, from nature, but don't remember to give gratitude or pray and say thank you, are like thieves. The sun, Surya Bhagavan, gives us sunlight. If you don't remember to thank nature, thank Surya for giving us sunlight. If we had no sunlight, would we be able to live? Not happily. Vayu Devata blows and keeps us cool. We can inhale and stay alive. If we don't remember to pray, the Vayu Devata, meaning God in the form of this treasure of breath, air, we are like thieves. We hold the waters sacred also, Ganga, because we need water to drink. Our body is 75% water. I have a bottle of water next to me. People walk around bottled waters all the time, right? It helps cleanse your system. We get that for free. The water was here. The trees were here. Prithvi Mata gave everything in abundance. The sunlight was here. The beautiful moon to look at, everything was here. We didn't have to do anything. But if we don't remember, Sri Krishna says, we are like thieves. So they recommend Panca Mahayajna. The first one is Deva Yajna, praying to Bhagwan or having the attitude of gratitude. Remember, you gave me all of this, thank you for giving me this. The second Yajna, Pitri Yajna. We do the Shraddha Karma and we remember the stories and we give Shraddha, Pindadan to not just our parents and our grandparents, but many parents, 7 generations, and other parents, and other people who have passed away that don't have children to give Pinda. We say thank you for what you've given us. Without our ancestors, would we have this DNA? No. Would we be in this beautiful brown color? No. This DNA all came from them. You know, I heard a joke the other day. This one guy was arguing, and 3 guys, and one says, Idi Amin? Saw that movie a long time ago. Idi Amin says God is black. Why? Because why can't God be black? It's my God. I have a right. I know God is black. Another guy, Mel Gibson, says, no. He is white. I know he is white. But we know they're both wrong. Why? Because our Bhagwan came and lived among us so many times. We've seen him. They have not seen him. We know he's brown. We have Pitri Yajna to remind us to be grateful to our ancestors for giving us all these wonderful things. And of course, then we thank our grandparents. And coming down, we thank our parents. A society runs beautifully when children remember their parents and says thank you. And the parent says thank you to the grandparents. And we go up along the chain, right? Then there is Manushya Yajna, where we live to give to our fellow human beings. We share with those who don't have as much as we do. Have you ever seen the picture of the little kid somewhere in Africa or India with the fly on the face? That sells. It really sells. We don't know if the money actually gets there, but it sells. Because you see that picture alone and you want to send money. You say, Manushya Yajna. Take care of everybody around you. Regardless, when we do the Pitri Yajna, we give Daanam, not to Hindus only. We give to everybody who didn't receive Daanam regardless, because we believe that everybody will be helped by this. They may not accept reincarnation, we do. We do the best we can do. When we do the Parupakara prayers, we say, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. To all mankind, may all be happy. Hindu, Muslims, Christians, atheists also. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. May no one have sickness. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. May all see auspiciousness. Makas Dukha Bhag Bhave. Everybody. Manushya Yajna. Take care of everybody when you can. And then it has Bhuta Yajna. Bhuta Yajna is taking care of the animals. That means all other beings. Birds, fishes, insects. We do this on the Shraddha Karma, right? Because their existence is important for the ecosystem. There's lots of problems that's caused by unnatural breeding of animals just for food. You can read about it. Naturally, a little bit of meat people eat didn't cause a problem in the past. But today, when you have 395, how many did I say? How many billion? 9 billion chickens every year living in this space. Rakshasas contribute to that. Because those chickens need protection, those turkeys, not just one on Thanksgiving Day, the president pardons one and then he slaughters the rest. He says, go ahead. Imagine if the apes took over, the dogs took over, and they says, now is our time. You know what we will do? We will save one, pick one, and we'll go on TV and we'll say, let's spare one, now let's kill the rest. But we are in charge, right? We're smarter. We are human beings. We are humane. What does that humane mean? Humane qualities. Bhuta Yajna is taking care of all the other animals. So we recommend in Sanatana Dharma. There are all types of people on all levels, even tamasic, rajasic and sattvic people live at different levels, right? But we don't encourage tamasic behavior. We don't slaughter animals on any of our holidays or religious days in the name of our religion, Sanatana Dharma, or in the name of God. Because we don't want to live like Rakshasa. We're trying to become rishis. Okay? So, the message is become a rishi. not live like a Rakshasa. And when do you do this? The time is when? The time is now. You know why now? Do you know how much time you have left? Don't you always get the news, only the other day I met that guy, he was with me, or that lady, we had some, and now they're no more. जो कल करना है आज कर ले, जो आज करना है अब कर ले, उठ जाग मुसाफिर और भई अब रे कहा जो सोवत है, बोलो उठ जाग मुसाफिर. Get up, O sleeping man, wake up. Open your eyes, it's daytime. उठ जाग मुसाफिर और भई अब रे कहा जो सोवत है, जो जागत है तो पावत है, तो सोवत है तो खोवत है. उठ जाग मुसाफिर और भई. Why are you sleeping? It's not night anymore. The one who sleeps during the day is the loser. The one who is awake, when you open your eyes and see this new vision, is the winner. Bhagavan is up. Why are you sleeping? He gets up in the day to do destiny. Now, sleeping for us means the one who is unaware of this jnanam, this knowledge. This, what the Bhagavad Gita calls Rajavidya Rajaguhyam. The greatest of secrets, the most secret of secrets. This jnanam gives us that knowledge to understand the world. So this poet is saying, get up, wake up, obtain that true knowledge, that knowledge that will bring you wisdom and bliss. That supreme knowledge, you can't get it just from reading books. From reading books, it lights a fire, it sparks in your mind for you to go on to learn more. So seek someone who will teach it to you. O traveler, don't wait for later, because later never comes. And that which you can do tomorrow, do it today. And that which you plan to do today, start right now. Because how much time you have left? Do you know how much time you have left? Rise up, awake. Sanatana Dharma ki Jai. We will go into the Aarti. We can have one more bhajan, and we'll go into the Aarti, and then we will relax a little, and then for 12 o'clock we will sing the birdies.
He wants to play